I'm just always pushing through, you know, like I said before, everything happens for a reason. So life will hit you with adversity, but you just got to keep pushing through it, you know.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits.
My name is Hughes. I'm 26 years old. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter, and I'm from Fall River, Massachusetts. It's been a long journey. I spent the first year of my life in the hospital. I was diagnosed with pre-leukemia. Doctors weren't sure if I was going to make it. And then I developed really bad ADHD, and focusing in school was like extremely tough for me. So I always had to work harder than everybody else.
Growing up, I mean, he went through a lot in school. Like, you know, he got picked on a little bit because, you know, he was very hyper and, you know, he had a hard time focusing. So, I mean, I think fighting through that growing up kind of made him a little mentally tough.
It's never been easy for me to stay focused, but martial arts kind of keeps me grounded where I'm always, like, I enjoy it so much that it's not hard for me to want to work hard.
And as he got older, he kind of, you know, found his own way.
I always wanted to train and fight, but my mom was like very overprotective.
I knew he'd be good, so I just told my mom, like, he's a tough kid, but, like, you know, he's been through a lot worse.
When I was about 16, my brother was a local amateur fighter around here.
I did a couple of grappling tournaments. I did a couple of amateur fights. It was always cool because Aaron was 6 years younger, so he was always a lot young when I was training, so he always looked up to me.
I would like go watch all his fights and stuff, so that's probably what really got me started in the sport.
And then I had a couple of injuries, so I kind of got out of it, and then Aaron started getting into it towards the end of my tenure.
When I turned 19, I graduated high school. I joined a gym.
I'm kind of glad he was able to kind of take off and find his own way after that.
And as soon as I stepped foot in a gym, I knew that I wanted to fight in the UFC, be a professional fighter. I don't want to do anything else. And then I just never looked back. I had 10 amateur fights, a bunch of boxing and kickboxing fights, and now I'm in it for the long run.
First of all, anybody that steps into a fight already is a warrior, right? If they're choosing to enter a ring, a cage, whatever it might be, kudos to them, because most of the population won't even do that part, right? So I think in order to stay there and compete, you have to learn how to control your emotions. If emotion takes over completely, then typically your skill set kind of decreases a bit, right? So I think that's the most important thing.
You get to a certain level, everybody is about the same level skill-wise, and what separates you from the other people is your mental ability and your capacity to push when you can't anymore.
The thing that draws me to fighting is it's on you. It's a one-on-one sport. Like, you have a team in the gym to prepare you, but once you actually step in the cage, it's do or die. Whereas in a baseball game or a football game, you can throw a perfect game, but your teammate messes up and then you guys lose. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like that in fighting. Pretty much everything falls on you, so you just got to focus on what you can control.
Kind of nerve-wracking. I mean, like, growing up, like, you know, being 6 years old, I was always protecting him, and then as he kind of gets older, you know, it's kind of strange seeing him kind of grow up out of his shell and take care of himself.
He has great striking, good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling. He's extremely hardworking. It's a tough matchup for anybody.
Describe Aaron as a fighter as hungry. I think that he's one of the hungriest guys that I've seen, and he really loves the sport, and that's what separates him, is the amount that he likes the sport and that he dedicates himself to it.
I would describe myself as very well-rounded, very technical, good kickboxer, good on the ground, you know, but I'm always gonna bring it. I'm always looking to win, you know, exciting.
Aaron Hughes, short fuse. If you don't know, you should know soon.
My nickname is Short Fuse because growing up I've always had really bad anger problems. Like I said, I had ADHD. I still have ADHD. I would just get upset really fast for like no reason at all. So that's kind of how I got Short Fuse. Somebody said a joke, I was like super upset with the joke. And then they're like, dude, you got a real short fuse. And then it just kind of stuck and it rhymes. So what separates me from other fighters is my drive and determination to succeed. Well, a lot of fighters, a lot of athletes, you know, they have off seasons, they compete, and then take weeks off and get fat or whatever. I train all the time, 5-6 days a week, 3 times a day. People from Fall River always work hard, you know, so my drive and determination to succeed will always reign supreme over the other guys.
Like, as a coach, the most you can ask for is to see students that become much better than you could ever be in the sport, you know? And so I think like Aaron's an example of that. He's dedicating everything, and it's great to see him evolve and start to put things together in the sport. So I think every time he's in the gym, he's adding tools to his toolbox, he's refining, he's growing a little bit more from each experience. So that's the best thing we can ask for.
I mean, nobody thought he would be where he was, you know. People I knew in high school were like, they see him now and they're like, Aaron's a fighter? I'm like, yeah. They've seen him, they're like, oh wow, like he's come such a long way.
The biggest challenge that I faced in 2016, I had back surgery. That was very tough. Wasn't sure if I was ever gonna be able to train again. Started training again, and then my dad passed away right before a fight. So that kind of messed me up mentally, but I was able to push through it. Kind of sucks that he never saw me win a fight, but I was able to push through it, and I'm just on to bigger and better things now.
He had to kind of take his mind off of, you know, outside stuff that was going on. So I think he just really buckled down and focused on, you know, training and just mentally getting his mind right. And I think, honestly, I think it's probably the best thing for him with everything that's going on, to keep him, you know, distracted from everything.
I'm just mentally tough, you know? I don't quit when things get hard, you know? You just gotta push through it. Anything's possible, but the mind is always the biggest obstacle.
I think Aaron has matured mentally. I think that's probably was the hardest part initially for him in fighting. His mindset has shifted quite a bit. He's putting in work to stay focused on his training and become mentally stronger and build up his confidence in his skill set, because he's a dangerous fighter. And I think his worst enemy sometimes is actually just him, right? It's him versus him every time.
His mindset is improved vastly. He's becoming a lot more mentally strong. One of the reasons why I think he got mentally tougher was just the guys that he's surrounded with. We're starting to produce some killers here, and I think he's seeing the guys that he trains with reach some success, and he knows that he can do the same thing.
Ever since I started training, I was like, I'm gonna fight in the UFC, you know? It was just a matter of getting the experience and getting out of my own head as an amateur, because I would like freak out all the time, and it kind of had some poor performances due to that.
Aaron Hughes shows his toughness. As usual, I'm sure that kid will come back stronger than ever.
Giving you your winner by Dr. Stoppage, Jones.
It sucks. It sucks. Honestly, like, you train so hard, 8 to 10 weeks, you cut weight, you diet, sacrifice birthday parties, time with family, and then to just go in there and lose, it's completely devastating. There's like not even anything that can explain how devastating it is, but at the end of the day, it's fighting. There's a winner and a loser. Someone's got to win, someone's gonna lose. You win, keep going. You lose, you keep going. You know what I mean? I usually take a couple days, win or lose, but I'm always right back in the gym. Like, I don't dwell on that stuff, you know? It's in the past. You can't change the past. You just gotta focus on the present.
Aaron, I think, has come such a long way. I mean, when he first started fighting, I mean, he was in the gym. I mean, he lost his first 3 fights as an amateur. Then he came back, he won a few. He took fights on short notice. And then, I mean, he really ventured out. He's went to Rhode Island, he's been out to California. You know, he found a good team here, but he's still, you know, cross-training, trying to open his mind to get better. And I mean, now he's surpassed anywhere, you know, I think a lot of people thought he would have made it. Surpassed anywhere I possibly could have made it, so.
He's matured a lot, I would say, as a fighter. In the beginning, I think, as a young fighter, as a young athlete, people really get caught up on winning, you know, in the gym, and they're focused on competition in the gym. And then I think he's at the point now where he's realizing that, like, in the gym is where we learn, we make mistakes, we grow, so that when we're outside of the gym actually competing, we can be successful.
I work with kids who have experienced serious trauma in their lives and have behavioral problems because of it. That's definitely given me a lot of patience for martial arts and for just life in general. It's definitely a tough job, but growing up in Fall River, you know, like, I was one of those kids, so I'm just trying to shed a little bit of light, you know.
Right now, he's enjoying actually teaching other people martial arts as well. And so Aaron, I think, is a true martial artist, really loves the sport, and is looking to always learn and grow.
My head coach, Brian, he's a mentor, role model to me. So he's just always pushing me to improve and stay focused, and that's probably been the biggest impact on my career. I sat down with my coach, we talked. He was like, "You're ready?" I'm like, "All right, let's do it," you know?
We were really trying to get him a match. This was in the height of COVID, so it was really difficult. And Aaron put himself out there to a lot of different promotions. He was able to actually get a fight down in Tennessee, I think, with Valor FC.
I signed the contract with my coach right by my side. It was just a one-fight contract. I mean, I had signed a contract last year, but I ended up having the fight canceled due to COVID-19. So it wasn't my first time signing a contract, but it was my first time actually signing a contract and then getting the fight.
I think it was a great feeling to have him have that experience. Aaron has a lot of experience in his amateur career, and so he has wins and he has losses, and he's learned from both of those experiences. And so he was super hungry for a while trying to find something. So it was great to see all of that hard work come to fruition.
I fought Tyler Edwards in Knoxville, Tennessee, April 2nd, 2021. The fight was on like 4 weeks notice. I went through 3 different opponents. I was fighting on that card regardless. One opponent backed out, then another opponent backed out. I just told the guy, send me whoever, I'll fight whoever, I don't care. I get nervous before every fight, every competition. I was able to use those nerves to fuel myself, not run away from the fear.
It was challenging for him to travel away and be away from sort of his hometown and not in his hometown venue. You know, it's not a local show.
In the past, I would get very nervous. I would pace around, kind of freak out, get in my own head a little bit. Now I just kind of relax. I meditate, put some country music on, you know, and just kind of hang out. I came out to My Time by Fabulous because I wanted everybody to know, like, this is my time, here to stay, so.
I get the same adrenaline I get like when I was in there. Like, it's emotions like you're excited for him, but you're also nervous.
I definitely underestimated him a little bit. The first round was tough. He caught me with some good shots, kicked my leg a lot, but I think I just broke him mentally. In the second round, I could see that he was all done. I just got on him.
What I saw from Aaron last fight that I really liked was the aggressiveness, and he didn't give up, he didn't back down. He looked a lot mentally tougher than he ever has.
The referee told him to fight back, and I was tired, but I was not gonna stop. I was not gonna stop hitting him. And then the feeling that once the referee pulled me off was just incredible. Like, I just started crying. I was very emotional, you know.
He went out there and he stole the show. He did a great job.
The emotion of winning the fight is something that I can't even explain. It's a feeling that no drug could ever conquer or accomplish. So you train 8 weeks for that 10-second feel, and you scream really loud, and then life's back to normal after that.
I'm hoping he can go as far as he wants to go. I mean, I know he wants UFC. I mean, I'd like to see him make it to a bigger promotion, win a couple of fights, and show everybody that, if you put your mind to it, you can do whatever you want.
I could get shots on the Contender Series. I could get shots at Bellator, which I already had that one shot, but I ended up getting hurt. I was scheduled to fight for Bellator MMA, which is one of the biggest MMA promotions in the world. About 4 weeks out from the fight, I ended up breaking my rib, so I had to back out of the fight. That was not fun. I got the injury just day-to-day training. Being a fighter is not easy. Like, every day's hard. It's not hard for me to stay motivated because I have my dreams and goals all planned out. I meditate, I visualize every day, so even when I'm hurt, I'm always watching fights. I'm always taking notes. I still come to the gym. I still learn always. I'm pretty much 100% recovered, feeling good, ready to get back in there. At the end of the day, everything happens for a reason, and just gotta put your head down, keep working, stay positive, Positive thoughts attract positive results always, so positivity is key. My goal for the future is I wanna be in the UFC, be in Bellator. I wanna be able to make money doing what I love, which is fighting and competing. I'd like to open up my own gym, and my goal for this year is to have 2 more fights this year, be 3-0, and then look to bigger things. I'm fighting August 21st out in New Hampshire. I'm fighting Jacob Detmeyer. He's also 1-0, just like me. Very wild and erratic. He comes to the fight. He's tough. He throws bombs. Not very technical, but he's coming to take my head off. He's gonna bring it, I'm gonna bring it. It's gonna be a great fight. I'm actually gonna be doing some of my training camp out in California, so I'm very much looking forward to this one.
Specifically, what we're focusing on for this fight is just Aaron's cardio more than anything, and making sure that his mind's right for the fight.
I'm always ready. You gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready, you know?
My thoughts on Aaron's upcoming fight is I think he's gonna smoke this kid. I think the kid doesn't stand a chance. Aaron looks the best I've ever seen him.
Shout out Regiment Training Center if you guys are from Fall River and looking to get in shape. Fitness, martial arts, this is the place to be. Multiple guys fighting, competing at the highest level. Shout out all my coaches, Brian, Tommy, my mom, you know, all my training partners, and anything's possible if you just put your head down and work hard.